Welcome into another video in my series where we're going through and testing all the weapons inside of Modern Warfare 3 to see just how viable these weapons are for us to be using within our Zombies game mode. This is going to include the aftermarket parts, the aftermarket conversion kits, as well as the MW2 weapons. So if you're new around here and you like everything Call of Duty Zombies, make sure you are subscribed with those bell notifications turned on so you're not going to miss out any future uploads from myself. As well, down below in the description you will find the link for my streams. I stream on Mondays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I stream a ton of custom zombies, Modern Warfare 3 zombies, and other zombie related games, and generally have a ton of fun over there and would love to see you all come and hang out. Now in today's video, before we dive into anything, holy smokes, Call of Duty dropped a bombshell today regarding Black Ops 6 zombies. So they, in today's blog post, Call of Duty has dropped basically everything we need to know about BO6 zombies, including a gameplay trailer. So make sure you guys are subscribed with those bell notifications turned on, as I'm going to be covering that in depth in a later video today. As well, I can't thank you all enough. Unbelievable support. Last night we smashed through the 4,000 subscriber mark on the channel, which now unlocks our third Black Ops 6 giveaway. So stay tuned, as in the next couple days I will be getting to announcing how that giveaway is going to work, and so stay tuned for all of that. Now in today's video I wanted to touch base on the new event and see how far everyone has gone and how far they have completed the new event, and what you think of the blueprint for the SVA assault rifle that we get for completing the event. As well, I just wanted to find out how far along people are on their battle pass, as I have completed mine. So let me know down in the comments section if you have completed the event and if you have completed your battle pass. Now in today's video we're going to take a look at an MW2 SMG, the FSS Huricane, and we're going to be taking that through all three tiers, taking on bounty contracts all the way through. So hopefully by the end of the video you have a really good feel for how this SMG performs inside of your Zombies game mode, and by the end of the video you'll be able to make up your mind on whether or not this weapon is going to be a viable option for you to run within your Zombies game mode. So without further ado, let's get to the FSS Huricane review video today. Welcome into another video. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I truly do appreciate that. Now today we're going to be having a look at the SMG from MW2, the FSS Huricane. And this weapon, as I've been working on completing the bioluminescent camo grind, had a hidden feature on it that I was kind of unaware of until I visited Pack-a-Punch. So we'll be checking that out today. And if you're new to the channel, when I spawn in and do my weapon testing videos here, I put on all of my perks with no additions to the weapon. So no Pack-a-Punch, no tools, and no ammo mods. I do run mouse and keyboard, and I like to use Deadshot Daiquiri for the little bit of extra critical damage that it does provide. So that's about the only extra we have to the weapon to add any damage. And then we go off and grab our first bounty contract of the day, and we're going to be taking this one on at white rarity with no ammo mods, no Pack-a-Punch, and no tools at all whatsoever. And I was really impressed to see just how well this weapon was performing. I certainly hope, I'm just going to mention while it's on screen, that scorcher effects bug gets fixed sometime soon, because that is very annoying for sure. But we got a Mimic inside of tier 1, and we're taking this on at white rarity, and you can see the critical damage that this SMG is able to do on bounty inside of tier 1 just at the base level. It is quite substantial, and it definitely is able to dish out the damage at white rarity on a bounty, and the lag is still here. I was really concerned at this point for the rest of my match. And I know I've seen it in the comments section. We are all kind of dealing with the lag that is in MW3 Zombies right now. So yeah, definitely something that was concerning. I was wondering if I was going to be able to make it through this whole run right there. But we completed that first bounty contract fairly easy. The damage output on this base SMG was definitely not too bad for sure. So it's off to visit Pack-a-Punch, melee it before you use it, or your pap crystals, and you can keep your camo for the rest of the run if you guys are new to MW3 Zombies. So now that we're Pack-a-Punched, it's time to find ourselves another bounty contract inside of tier 1, and I was kind of intrigued to see how this would perform, seeing that we had taken it to Pack-a-Punch now, only white rarity. Again, no ammo mods and no tools on here. And you notice our base ammo count on this FSS Hurricane is 50. Yet when you Pack-a-Punch it, for some reason, your magazine goes to 200, which I did not know, and that kind of surprised me. It definitely was nice to see. I mean, 200 ammo count inside of your magazine is definitely something that is awesome for zombies, for sure. So I was really happy to see that, and at this point I wanted to throw on my legendary tool, my ammo mod, and go off and grab my last bounty contract inside of tier 1. These ones are typically kind of fun to just kind of go and knock out and feel like you're just the most OP thing you possibly can be, as pack 1 legendary with an ammo mod inside of tier 1 dealing with a bounty is really a non-issue, as you can see. So these ones are just kind of fun. I like to do them and, you know, see if we can't insta-kill them. So seeing how well this weapon had performed throughout the testing inside of tier 1, I wanted to move into tier 2 now without increasing any of the damage output on this SMG, and find ourselves a bounty contract and then pick it up and see how this SMG is going to perform against a tier 2 bounty that has more health than what we saw inside of tier 1. And we're not any stronger than we were for damage than we were against our last bounty contract inside of tier 1. We got a mangler inside of tier 2, and you can see the critical damage was pretty impressive with this SMG inside of tier 2 on a tier 2 bounty. And again, we're only pack 1, so I was pretty impressed with how much damage this was dishing out to our mangler here inside of tier 2. I feel like I would have finished him off there if there wasn't the dirt piles I was backing over. And what's up with the Merc right there, sliding sideways in a vehicle seat that didn't exist? I love seeing that happen. It always makes me chuckle. So seeing how well we handled that mangler bounty inside of tier 2, I wanted to increase the damage output on this SMG one more time. So visit Pack-a-Punch Machine inside of tier 2, and then ping ourselves another bounty contract inside of tier 2. Now that we have increased the damage output on this SMG one more time to pack 2 legendary with an ammo mod, let's go and see how well we can do against another bounty contract inside of tier 2, this time being pretty strong to tier 2 with PAP 2 legendary on your weapon. And we got another mangler inside of tier 2, and I could already tell that the critical damage being pack 2 inside of tier 2 was a lot more substantial than it was being pack 1 inside of tier 2, obviously, but the damage output was immensely increased. I felt really confident taking on that mangler, didn't have much issue at all dishing out the damage inside of tier 2. So knowing all of this, it was time to push into tier 3, drop by the Wonder Fizz machine, and grab the last perk I needed, as I had an unbelievable run with loot and picking up all of my perks before I made it into tier 3 today. So that was awesome to see. Now, if you've been following along, you know after I visit Wonder Fizz, the goal is to try and replenish the PAP 3 crystal I bring in for my runs and the legendary tool. Another massive lag spike right there, which was kind of concerning me. And I was really happy to see, with, you know, 23 minutes to go, a bunch of teams had been inside of tier 3 earlier, that there was still a ritual left to be had. So I took advantage of this 100%. I definitely wanted to make sure I was able to replenish the PAP 3 crystal and the legendary tool I brought in for this run, so this was definitely awesome to be able to do this. And also, as I've stated before, this particular ritual is an amazing one to show you just how viable weapons can be inside of tier 3, as all the tier 3 congestion comes at you just down this one walkway here, and it's a great opportunity for you all to see the health bars on everything I'm shooting, and you can see just how much critical damage we're doing with each and every shot with this weapon. Now at pack 2 we had 2 standard HVTs on the way. It was a mimic and another mimic, and I almost finished that first mimic off before he grabbed me and threw me off the edge. Now if that happens, it can get a little crazy down here, so my trick is to throw a decoy and get the zombies to group up together, and then I'll drop my energy mine at them, which usually takes out an absolute ton of the zombies and almost completes this contract or ritual for me. So that's definitely one of the tips you can do if you're running energy mine. That's definitely something I do to try and clear out some of the congestion that comes with completing this ritual. So here we are, we got back up top after our little adventure being thrown off the edge by the mimic. I knew there was a mangler to my left here that was firing up his cannon shots trying to push me off of this ledge, so I just wanted to make sure I stayed on the ledge, you know, not getting blasted off from the mangler's cannon. But you can see the damage output at pack 2 inside of tier 3 on this SMG is definitely a viable option. It is not one of the strongest SMGs that I've used at Pack-a-Punch 2 inside of tier 3, but that doesn't mean it's not viable. This was definitely an option that you can use. The magazine size is a huge help on this SMG. Having 200 bullets in your magazine is definitely one of the reasons why I am suggesting that this weapon is a viable option. If we had gone to 100 with the fire rate that this has, I feel like you would be doing an awful lot of reloading. But in that, when you pack-a-punch this weapon, the base ammo count goes from 50 to 200. This becomes a lot more viable to use in the high threat zone, as you're able to clear out a lot more crowd control before having to reload. As you can see right there, at pack 2 we did not have much of an issue dealing with crowd control at all. So the next thing on the checklist was to throw on our PAP 3 crystal. We're now at max damage output on the SMG inside of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, being legendary pack 3 with an ammo mod inside of tier 3. So let's see what it does for crowd control, and it definitely absolutely shreds. Our turned zombie was going a little ham there too and helping out. So the next stop on our list of things to do inside of tier 3 is to go visit Zhorde, the Guardian of the Arches, and see how he is doing today and how well this SMG is going to perform against a Mega Abomination inside of tier 3. And today I used our picnic table location, although I really do believe there is such a thing as Mega Abomination School, because when I came over there, George completely stopped engaging altogether and just decided to hang out over there and was having none of it. But I definitely wanted to show you guys, you know, this whole fight with George to show you how viable this can be to use inside of your games, inside of the high threat zone. You can see we've got the armored zombies coming at us, we got a sprinters, we got a whole bunch of zombies coming at us, and this weapon is definitely able to dish out the damage and deal with the crowd control inside of tier 3 100%. I felt really confident using this weapon inside of tier 3. I knew when I had a bunch of you know, congestion and zombies and HVTs coming at me in a line just like this, that I would be able to stand there and dish out the damage to almost all of them without having to worry about, you know, pushing backwards too much. I was really feeling confident using this. I do like SMGs. The movement speed is nice to have when inside of tier 3, and you have to deal with the congestion, the super sprinters, and just all of that comes with being inside of tier 3, grabbing a bounty contract, and then all the zombies that spawn in around you. So we managed to deal with most of the riffraff here, which was my goal, to kind of clear out all the congestion so that then I could focus fire in on George, our Mega Abomination in the area, and show you guys just how viable this SMG is to be using against a Mega Abomination inside of tier 3. And for some reason, when I got to the picnic tables today, George just completely stopped engaging, was just kind of standing there almost like I didn't exist. It was really strange. But he was spewing out his crawlies to come and electrify me. So I guess he kind of knew I was here. It was just really odd. I haven't seen George path like this in a really long time. I don't know if there was some sort of update they put where if you're standing in this location, George will be confused and not know how to engage with you. Because it certainly did seem like that to me. But I did wanted to take advantage of this and just show you the critical damage that you can do to your Mega Abomination with this SMG being max damage inside of tier 3. I finally got George here to trigger his laser attack and come upstairs here, and he fired it up, which was finally nice to see. Took out his second head right there. George has one head left to go. And I was feeling really confident using this, like I said, just trying to get George to fire up that laser attack so he can fire in those critical shots. There we go. Thank you, George. I don't know what I was distracted by there when he first fired up that laser attack, but I certainly did take advantage of it quick enough. So here we go. He's fired up another laser attack. As you can see, he doesn't like me being here and wants to, you know, get me out of this position. So he's going to drop his crawlies and fire up the laser attack. We're able to finish off George right there without much of a struggle at all. I really felt confident, like I've said a bunch of times in this video today, using this SMG. It is definitely a viable option to use inside of tier 3 and in our zombies game modes. Now, there are some negatives with this SMG that I do want to point out, so I'm not sitting here telling you this thing is absolutely amazing when it does have some downsides. Now, the downsides to this is your ammo reserve. So when you are full of ammo, you have 200 in your magazine and you have 200 in reserve, so 400 total is your ammo count on this weapon, which I feel is low for using it inside of the high threat levels. I had no issues with ammo. I had no issues with literally anything inside of tier 1, inside of tier 2 using this weapon with ammo count. I did find in tier 3 that I had to pay attention to the ammo drops from the zombies, the ammo caches in the area, to make sure that I always had ammo in this weapon. So I just want to make sure, you know, in an effort to be transparent and honest with you on the weapons, that there is going to be a downside to this one, and it is going to be that ammo reserve, which can be very, very low. 200 in reserve and 200 in your magazine, so you reload and you're already, you know, running out of ammo. So That's definitely something I wanted to make note of and let you all know. I feel like mags of holding can help. With the reload speed on this, I really don't feel like you need mags of holding on this. It reloads incredibly fast. Like I said, with 200 rounds in the magazine, you can dish out a ton of damage before you even have to reload. So I'm not really sure. In my opinion, I don't really feel like mags of holding is needed for this weapon. If mags of holding maybe, increased our reserve ammo count, then I would definitely be recommending mags of holding for this, but seeing as it does not, it's just not something that I feel is needed to be running this SMG inside of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. I'm not sure what downed me right there. Yeah, that was kind of surprising. It took me, kind of caught me off guard that I took it down right there. I wasn't expecting that one for sure. Hopped out the window to circle back around and finish off the last 6% of our Outlast contract here. And, I wasn't really struggling too much with this. I don't know, like I said, what that down was. It's probably because I was out of plates inside of Tier 3, which can be a struggle. But, we got rid of our Disciple here without much of an issue. We finished off the P&D contract. I really didn't have much of a struggle. Just kind of stand right here, dish out the damage with the 200-round magazine. It's not much of an issue to clear out a big chunk of the zombie horde in front of you so that you can get into a reward rift or to an ammo cache, or what have you, whatever you're dealing with inside of Tier 3. So definitely a viable option. Give it a run. I'd love to hear in the comments section what your thoughts are on this weapon, if you've given it a run, and how you feel it performs. As well, like I always say, we've got you covered with the build and the camo in the video, so stay tuned for that. And always with my builds, there should be some room to move if you'd like to increase the build for movement speed. That is definitely something that is an option. So here we are. We went and grabbed another bounty contract inside of Tier 3. And I was hoping to get a Mega Abomination today, but the game was not cooperating. It gave me another Mangler bounty inside of Tier 3. But I definitely wanted to show you this fight with the Manglers. I feel like this weapon dishes out a ton of damage to HVTs and bounties inside of Tier 3. You can see the crowd control coming at me. I'm not having much of an issue dealing with the crowd control. I am using Energy Mine to help out in that regard. But I mean, the damage that this SMG at max damage output is able to do inside of Tier 3 to HVTs, to bounty HVTs, is definitely makes this a viable option. I'm going to point out the negatives again, is your reserve count is only 200, so it is a little bit low, but if you're able to constantly be picking up ammo off of the zombies that you're killing and the enemies that you're killing, you should have not much of a struggle, like, using this weapon inside of Tier 3 and dealing with the ammo at all. I didn't have much of an issue. There was a couple times inside of Tier 3 where I ran out of ammo and I had to actually go actively look for ammo to refill my gun, but for the most part of my run inside of Tier 3, as I killed stuff and kind of ran over them, I was definitely able to keep ammo inside of this weapon. So I feel like this is definitely a viable option for us all to be using inside of our Modern Warfare 3 Zombies games. It's an SMG, so you got the movement speed, it's got the damage output that you need to be able to dish out and deal with the damage to the HVTs and the bounty contracts inside of Tier 3. So overall, I would definitely say that this is a viable option. So the last thing to do is to get ourselves off to Exfil. And we pinged our Exfil, made our way over here, and I tell you, it took me forever to get here. There wasn't a single vehicle on my way. The couple times I used the jumps from buildings, my parachute didn't open as soon as I wanted it to. It was just a gong show to try and get here, but I made it here just in time for the storm to consume the Exfil after I called the Exfil chopper. But again, you can see how strong this weapon performs, at the Exfil with the storm health boosted zombies. It's definitely, destroying them without much struggle at all, which was awesome to see. Wasn't expecting to, Exfil through the storm in this match today. Then I felt like I could have got here a little bit sooner if I was able to find a vehicle, or when I went to jump off a building, my parachute had actually opened like I wanted it to. That would have been really amazing, but that didn't happen. So we had to Exfil in the storm amongst all of the health boosted zombies and everything else, but we made it out, and overall I really enjoyed using this weapon. It's a ton of fun to use, so go ahead and give that a shot. For me, this is a viable weapon for us to use in zombies, and I just want to take a moment here, thank all of you for the unbelievable support on the channel, as we have crossed over 4,000 subscribers as of last night. Just unbelievable. Thank you so very much. Truly awesome run. Like I said, I had a ton of fun doing that. Now at the end of the video, I will show you guys the build that I used for today's run. So like I said, there will be some room to move down below in the comments section if you guys want to work together to come up with a build that's maybe geared a little bit more towards speed and movement. Let's work together in the comments section and make that happen. And the camo that I'm using, I will show you guys right here. It is under your all camos. So have a look down here. I'll show you, where did I put this one? It is in the reptile. Here we are. And it is the molten blue. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.